Welcome back to FSP AI Academy. This is Class 5. Today we're doing two things. First, we're going to make Claude actually yours by setting it up to know who you are at the account level. Things almost nobody on this team has touched yet. Then we're going to teach you the formula for talking to Claude so you get great answers fast, the 4-part prompt formula, pull prompting, and iteration. By the end of class, you'll have a Claude that knows your name, knows your business, knows your style, and you'll have the recipe for getting it to do exactly what you want. Better inputs lead to better outputs, every time. Let's get started. Quick recap from Class 4. We built your personal profile and loaded it into your Claude as My Partner project. That was project-level personalization. Today we're adding 2 new layers on top of that. First half of class, we're going into your Claude settings and doing what nobody's shown you yet. The account-level personalization. There are 3 things to set up: your profile fields, your instructions for Claude, and your memory plus an optional ChatGPT import. Set this up once and it works in every chat, every project, every time. Second half, once Claude knows you, you need to know how to talk to it. We'll cover the 4-part prompt formula, pull prompting, and iteration. 2 halves. Both compound on each other. Let's start with making Claude yours. Here's the map of where we're going. When you click into settings, you'll see this left-hand sidebar with about 9 choices. We're only using 2 of them today, both highlighted in burgundy here. First, General. That's the top one. It's already selected when you open Settings. This is where you fill in your name, tell Claude what you do, and write your standing rules in a box called Instructions for Claude. All on one screen. Second, Capabilities. About 6 items down. This is where you turn on Claude's memory and, if you came over from ChatGPT, where you import everything ChatGPT learned about you. 2 tabs. That's it. Ignore the others for today, we'll get to those in future classes. Let's open Settings. First step is just opening the Settings panel. There are 2 ways to get there depending on whether you're using Claude on the web or in the desktop app. The buttons are in slightly different places. If you're on the web, Claude.ai in your browser, look at the top right corner. You'll see a round circle with your initials inside it. Click that circle. A small menu drops down. Click Settings. That opens the Settings panel, and General is selected by default. If you're on the desktop app, the Claude app you installed in Class 2, the same circle is in the bottom left of the sidebar instead. Click your initials there. A menu pops up. Click Settings. Same panel opens. Either way, you end up in the same place. From here on out, everything we do is in this Settings panel. You're on the General tab, that's the default. The very top section is called Profile. 3 fields. First, full name. Type your full name here. Pretty straightforward. Second, what should Claude call you? This is what Claude uses when it talks to you in chat. Type your first name. Third, what best describes your work? This one is a drop-down. Click the drop-down arrow on the right side of the field. A list pops up. For our team, choose Sales. That tells Claude you work in a sales context, which subtly tunes how it phrases things. 3 fields, 60 seconds. Below those 3, there's a much more important box called Instructions for Claude. That's the next slide. This is the box almost nobody on this team uses, and it's the biggest unlock on this whole screen. Same Settings panel. Same General tab. Just scroll down past those 3 profile fields. You'll see a section called Instructions for Claude with a big text box underneath it. This is where you write everything you want Claude to remember about you and how you want it to behave. Forever. In every single chat. What you're looking at on screen is the actual content I have in my instructions for Claude box right now. I tell Claude I'm a managing broker at Berkshire Hathaway in Citrus County and I lead a team of 15 to 20 agents. I tell it to use compensation or brokerage fee instead of commission in client-facing content. I tell it to format currency with 2 decimals and a dollar sign. I tell it to use analogies because I'm strong with AI but I'm not a coder. I tell it to be direct, skip disclaimers, and not lecture me on stuff I already know. Whatever your standing rules are, write them in here in plain English. Sentences are fine. Paragraphs are fine. Just be clear. Type it in, click save, and you're done. Forever. Last step in the personalization half. Memory and ChatGPT import. Both live on a different tab, Capabilities. Look back at the left sidebar of Settings. About 6 items down, you'll see Capabilities. Click that. The right side of the screen changes. First thing, find the row labeled Memory. There's a toggle switch next to it. Click the toggle to turn it on. That's it, Memory is on. Once it's on, Claude will remember details about you across every conversation. Your business, your team, your typical workflows. If you ever want to see what Claude remembers, there's a Manage button right there. Click it to see the list, edit anything that's wrong, or delete things you don't want kept. You stay in control. Second thing on this same Capabilities tab, for those of you who came over from ChatGPT, there's a button called Import Memory. Click it. A pop-up asks you to sign into ChatGPT. Sign in, approve the connection, and everything ChatGPT learned about you over the past year or two becomes Claude's foundation. One click. Huge unlock. Why don't we pause the presentation here for a moment, and let me show you all 4 steps live on my screen: opening settings, the profile fields, instructions for Claude, and turning on memory. Alright. Now Claude knows your name, your business, your style, and your standing rules. That's the foundation. But that's only half the equation. The other half is just as important, knowing how to actually ask Claude for things. The difference between a vague request and a structured one is enormous. Same Claude, same context, totally different output. So for the rest of class, we're going to cover the formula that turns a one-line ask into a great answer every single time. 3 pieces, the 4-part prompt formula, pull prompting, and iteration. Let's go. 4 parts to a great prompt. Number 1, the role. Tell Claude who to be. You're a Florida real estate agent helping a first-time buyer. Number 2, the task. What do you want Claude to do? Write a follow-up email. Number 3, the context. What does Claude need to know to do the job well? The buyer toured 3 homes Saturday and went quiet. They're pre-approved up to $400,000. Number 4, the format. How do you want the answer back? Keep it under 150 words. Warm tone. No signature block. Role, task, context, format. RTCF. If your prompt has all 4, you almost always get something usable on the first try. Why don't we pause the presentation here for a moment, and let me show you a weak prompt and a strong prompt side by side, so you can see exactly what this does to the output. This is the trick almost nobody knows, but it changes everything. Sometimes you don't know exactly what to ask Claude for. So instead of writing a perfect prompt, you give Claude your goal and tell it to interview you. First example, I want you to write a listing description for a home I have. Before you write anything, Ask me the 5 questions you need answered to make it great. Claude asks the 5 questions. You answer them. It writes the description. Second example, I need to respond to a difficult seller. Before you write anything, ask me what happened so the response actually fits the situation. You don't have to fumble for the right words. Claude pulls them out of you. It's the easiest way to get a great answer when you're not sure what to ask. Use it when the task feels complicated or when you don't know where to start. Last piece of the prompting half. Iteration. Almost nobody nails it on the first try. That's fine. Claude's first response is a draft. Your job is to direct the rewrite, not start over. 3 moves you'll use constantly. 1. Shorter. Cut this in half. Or tighten this up, under 100 words. 2. Change the tone. Make it warmer. Make it more professional. Less sleazy. 3. Add or drop something. Add a question at the end. Drop the part about pricing. You don't have to rewrite the whole prompt. Just tell Claude what to change from the last response. That's how you go from a 7 to a 10 in 2 or 3 quick rounds. And if you really hate the output, start over with pull prompting, let Claude ask you what it needs. That's Class 5. 2 homework items before next week. First, tonight, 15 minutes, go into Settings. On the General tab, fill in the 3 profile fields, full name, what to call you, and pick sales for what describes your work. Then write your instructions for Claude in the box just below. 5 or 6 lines about who you are and how you want Claude to behave is plenty. Then click Capabilities in the left sidebar, turn the memory toggle on, and if you used to use ChatGPT, click Import Memory and bring everything over. Second, this week, use the 4-part formula 3 times. Role, task, context, format. Pick 3 real tasks you've got coming up, a buyer follow-up, a listing description, a difficult conversation, and run them through the formula. Save your favorite prompt to a notes file so you can reuse it. Next class, we go from talking to Claude to using Claude to actually run pieces of your business. See you then.